Hello, welcome to the second video in the compiler rating helper series. In the first video, we created a grammar for a programming language called Cot because it was a pseudo subset of Kotlin, very Kotlin-esque. We used the Ohm editor to help us interactively design the language, release the syntax of the language, which was nice. Now it's time to get everything on GitHub. So Cot is a little language. We'll keep this public, add a README. We're going to use Node.js for this and choose an MIT license and create the repo. Once the repo is created, we can go ahead and clone it like so. Clone. We can now go into the Cot folder to see what we've made. Well, there we go. And now we can fire up VS Code in this folder. Okay, now that we're in VS Code, we can see our README from before. We got our git ignore for Node and our license. But let's get going and start creating our compiler as a Node application. So let's get ourselves in a terminal here. In this folder, we'll do npm init -y to create our package.json. Within package.json, let's make sure to use modern JavaScript with type module. And we're going to test with Mocha and do coverage with C8, just because I like those things. Fix our license up to MIT. Going to leave the rest of that alone for now. Let's save that. And let's install our C8 and Mocha as developer dependencies, dev dependencies, development time dependencies. Oh, that's right. That's save dev. That's going to create our dev dependencies in our package.json. There we go. And let's also install npm install Ohm. Ohm is the library we're going to use to help us develop our compiler. And I like this little graph stringify to print out some nice versions of graphs because program representations will be printing out quickly, and graph stringify helps us do that. All right, let's get our rest of our compiler scaffolded out. So let's create source and test folders. Inside of source, let's go into source and we'll create, let's create some files. Let's create a file for the main script, which we'll call cut.js, and we'll make a compiler folder and a parser project, and an analyzer, semantic analyzer, and a optimizer, and a code generator. These will be the files that we'll be creating. So they've all been created over here. And then in the test folder, we'll just start with the compiler test for right now. So it's just touch compiler.test.js for now. And in the compiler test, oh, did I do that right? Yeah, there it is, compiler test.js. Let's put in a simple Mocha describe the compiler. We'll just say, well, it should compile the code. How about just say, it lives, okay. And just see, I'm not using driver here, just say assert, not that. You know what? Node probably doesn't like not having it assert here. So import star as assert from node assert. Once that's in, now we can be a little bit cleaner over here, and we just say assert, okay, true. Boom, save that. A little unhappy because Copilot is giving me some strange things. Oh, I see semicolons. Semicolons, I'm not really a big fan of semicolons, so I'm going to create a prettier rc.json file to ignore the semicolons. Semi-false. There we go. I get that in there? Pretty rc.json, semi-false. And in my compiler test, save. Yeah, okay, that works. Let's run the test, see if it works. npm test. Looks like, yes, the compiler lives. Woo. And what next? In the source folder, there's one other file we need in the source folder. I almost forgot. The grammar that we did in the previous video. So our language is called cot. So we'll create cot.ohm. We will go back to what we created in the ohm editor in the previous video, copy all that, paste that in, and yeah, there we are. There's our cot folder, or sorry, our cot grammar ready to go. So things are set up. We got our test working. We got our grammar in. In the next episode, we're going to make the parser actually work. We're going to write test cases for the parser. We're going to test the parser to show how Ohm uses the grammar. And we'll make things work from the command line so that we can actually just type in cot.js parse, and we'll see if the parse that Ohm creates for us. See you in the next one.